Alright guys, that's the Angry Ninja Show. The new setup where I do one with my wife each week and then one without my wife each week. Actually gonna try to get my numbers up to even more than that. But I do have a real job. Unfortunately, doing this doesn't always pay the bills. Doesn't pay any bills. Unless you go to my patreon.com/worstjokes and start donating, which would be awesome. And you donate a high enough level, you actually get some merchandise. The higher tier you get, the more merchandise you get. After 3 months of being a steady member of that tier, you will get some merchandise. So yeah, but there is the video bonus for the cool stuff we have. And this, for all of you who don't know, is the ship Serenity from the TV show and movie. The show is called Firefly, and the movie was called Serenity. I don't know why they didn't call it Firefly. Yeah, also right now, I don't get paid for this. I haven't listened to one yet, but I'm pretty excited because Joss Whedon's actually involved. They're going to be doing Firefly books. I got 4 of them written right now. So yeah, they're on Audible, so pick them up. And now the video bonus is over. I'm probably actually going to talk about that again, just to be honest. We're going to hit up the full show. Alright, it's the Ask the Angry Ninja Show. Whoa! Gonna talk about stuff. For those of you who get the video bonus for watching the videos on YouTube, you just saw me showing off my Firefly ship. For the people who are just in podcasts and listening, I was talking about Firefly and how it's one of the greatest TV shows ever made, and Fox was stupid for the way they did it, and I'm just angry at Fox because I feel like the show could have went on for years because it was a great show had they not messed it up. So here's the thing about Firefly. Firefly was a very episodic. You had to watch every episode in order for it to make sense. It's Joss Whedon. It's what he does. He puts stuff in order and makes it great. Now, Fox, when they aired like the second episode first, and the first 2 episodes were actually a 2-parter. So people didn't know what was going on, and they aired like the 3rd episode second, and then the 1st episode third. And at that point, people were so confused. They're like, "We're not watching the show anymore," and they missed out. And the show ended up getting canceled even before the first season was over, and that was it. And there was such a big outcry. So people were like, "We love Firefly." They made a movie called Serenity, and took what would have been a whole season and probably the whole series and tried to wrap it up in one neat package to give everybody what they wanted in one a movie. A good closeout for the series to make people happy, and it was good. It wasn't as good as would have been as a TV show, I'm sure, but it was good. I did enjoy the movie Serenity, absolutely, and I love Firefly. And what I was talking about is Audible.com. Not a sponsor. Wish they were. I love Audible. They should be a sponsor. Anyway, is releasing these books, which have Joss Whedon's input on them about Firefly. It's like an in-between, what happened in between season 1 of the show and before the movie. So, your favorite character's still alive. Yay, everybody's favorite character. Speaking of everybody's favorite character, I actually have his dinosaurs. I do. I have his dinosaurs. I have both of them. Because I'm a giant nerd. So, yeah. I recommend everybody get those books. I haven't listened to them yet, but honestly, Joss Whedon's involved, so they're going to be good. If you love Firefly, if you love Buffy, you love Joss Whedon. Come on. He's just the man. Alright. Let's talk about a little bit of I can't believe this happened news. Like, seriously, can't believe this happened, okay? Everybody knows I'm not a giant Trump fan. And that more to do with his policies and some of the crazy stuff he does. And honestly, the stuff he does, I just think he should be ninja kicked in the throat. But right now, we're in a very, very bad time in America. Corona is everywhere. It's like this big giant ball just falls around above our heads like, "I'm gonna get you. Dinna, Rona. Dinna, Rona." Okay. And that's the world we live in right now. And it's not a happy world. As far as avoiding the dinna, Rona. But Trump, in his infinite wisdom, he doesn't have any. Trump, in his infinite, now still doesn't have any wisdom. Trump, in his infinite stupidity, held a rally. And honestly, don't gather in public, period. I don't care what your reason is, right? Social distance. Don't go to rallies. Don't go to protests. I get it's your right to protest, but really, just don't. And in Trump rallies, everybody's pretty much anti-masker, and so really don't go there. Shouldn't be going to bars. Stay home, spend time with your family. If you have to go to work, go to work. But whatever. Moving on from that. Had a rally in Ohio. Give a speech. And it's your general rambling Trump speech. And ironically, the governor of Ohio was supposed to meet him there and couldn't. Because the pre-test to meet the president, he had to get tested for the corona. Tested positive for the coronavirus. Yep. He was at the event. Nope. Sorry, you can't meet the president. You gotta leave. You got the Rona. Yeah, that happened. And this happens every election. Nobody gets to avoid this. It's not a super special thing in and of. You're only allowed to play certain songs, and you play a song that's like, hey, I think you're a scumbag president, or I think you're a scumbag candidate, or hey, I don't want to be political at all. That's what someone like, I'm not saying what I'm voting for. I don't want my song about politics. Can't use my song. And that happens, and I'm okay with that. It makes sense. You know, protect your brand. But they got permission to play a song at the Ohio rally. Trump and his people picked this song to play twice. Live and Let Die by Guns N' Roses. I'm gonna let everybody just take a moment, let that sink in. Live and Let Die. Pretty much describes his coronavirus policy. People are dying every day, over 1,000 Americans a day. Yesterday was a slow day, thank God. And Trump, in his giant moment of stupidity, literally his rally played, Live and Let Die. What were you thinking? Look, pick a song. Just pick a Kanye song. He likes you. There's bound to be one. Heck, you know, honestly, I would like you to play T-Pain Release Therapy, because I just want you to be gone, and you're giving me therapy because you're still there. But actually, you know, everybody, that honestly the greatest breakup song in the history of breakup song was Release Therapy. Kanye West is on it, T-Pain's on it, a couple other people. Amazing song, amazing collaboration. Everybody should listen to that song. Matter of fact, pause this podcast, go listen to the song, come back. I'll wait. Still waiting. Did you go listen to it? It was not amazing. Like, I don't need your sex, I'll masturbate is literally a line in that song. Yes, it is. You need to. It's a great song. Greatest breakup song ever. Like, I'm married now, and she's probably the greatest thing they ever had me, so we're never gonna break up and be divorced. Like, and she's gonna have to, like, if she decides I'm out and she's kicking me out, it's kicking and screaming out the door. I don't want to go. I'll be the crazy dude on the other car. That'll be me. But I've always said I want that song, and I want to break up with somebody, because by the time I heard that song, my breakup days were already over, and I want to get that song. I'll get one of those big giant 1980 boom boxes, and then break up with them, and then just stand outside the door, like, you know, and that was that 16 Candles movie, and just play the song for hours over and over till the police drag me away. I love that song. Release Therapy. You know, everybody should listen to it. Great song. But again, that's an appropriate song for the situation. Release Therapy, breakup song. Play it to the girl you broke up with. Yay! Or she plays it for you, because, you know, they can do that too. They can double click the mouse. But no, Live and Let Die. At a political rally where the governor who was supposed to come there literally just found has coronavirus. I guess they're gonna live and let him die. This is a week after Herman Cain died. Really, dude? Like, what were you thinking? What part of your little minuscule Cheeto fried sun-baked, well, not sun-baked, more like UV suntan babe, broken brain, like the comb over, like, if we take that off, is this direct, that's where you see your brain melting on the inside, that you thought that was a good idea? Because it wasn't. And this is just, you know, this isn't a policy thing. This isn't a Trump's a bad president thing. This is, what were you possibly thinking to play a song called Live and Let Die during a global pandemic? Everybody should be ashamed of that. Everybody involved, because I'm sure there was multiple people involved. Somebody had hit the play button. You know, the guy who's controlling the soundboard should have went, they want me to play, I'm gonna play Over the Rainbow and something. Anything but what they did. But they did it. It's over. Nothing you can do about it. Like, I just don't understand that. Just like I don't understand the TikTok thing. Well, I kind of understand it. Where they're like, oh, trying to conceal our data. But they're saying they're not. There's no proof one way or the other. So how can it be a national security crisis if there's no proof? And then, if it's such a national security crisis, then why are you giving them 45 days to sell to another company? If it was that much of a crisis, you shut them down, and then if another company buys them, you let them reopen. So his order contradicts itself on so many different levels. I don't get why he did that. Like, I'm not a giant TikTok fan. I'm also not a 13-year-old girl. So there's that. Literally, Trump's attacking 13-year-old girls. I don't know why. Because they're not 18 yet, so he can't harass them. I don't know. It's just I don't get it. Now, something else happened this week, and it's something I'm sick and tired of from both sides. But right now, the Republican side's doing it the most. 12 weeks ago, the House passed a bill called the HEROES Act. 3-point-something trillion in relief for the coronavirus. And a lot of extra stuff stuck in there. I get it. They don't like the extra stuff. And like, here, Republicans who control the Senate, pass this. Do something with it. And then they sat on it. And like, Mr. Collins, we'll vote on it. We're not going to negotiate. We're not going to do nothing. Until it got to be a week before the deadline where everything ends and everything's going to go to crap. And they're like, oh, I guess we should do something about this. Well, we don't like your bill. We're going to make our own. It's $1 trillion in spending. And the Democrats like, that's not enough. We need help. We need more stuff. And the Republicans say, no, we're not going to spend $3 trillion. Let's negotiate. So they negotiated. And the Democrats went back and redid their bill and came down $1 trillion. Meeting exactly in the middle. They started at 1, they started at 3, you meet in the middle of 2, hammering out the small details about stuff in there you don't like, right? Everybody, no, that's a non-starter. We're starting at $2 trillion, that's already too much. Now, wait a second. You gotta meet somewhere. Okay, Republicans, come back with something. Nope, we're not even gonna do it. Trump comes down and says, the Democrats are blocking this, and they ain't gonna let it happen. We're not gonna let that happen. We're gonna pass executive orders and make all this stuff happen. First of all, his executive orders are illegal because they involve budgeting and funding, and Congress is the only people who control budgeting and funding. Who knew? Oh yeah, Congress. It's kind of been the rule forever. Trump doesn't care because Trump said something. He was actually kind of smart on this. I'll give him a look credit. He goes, they have to sue me to make these not happen. Who's going to sue me to stop getting people help? Ooh, somebody who doesn't want to get elected next year. That's who. Like, so nobody. But at the same time, it's less money. He did one thing that older people are going to be toasted on. The tax roll pay cut. Everybody's like, oh yeah, that's my money, I'm giving it back. The tax roll pay cut, or tax cut right there, the payroll tax cut, that is the money that goes to Social Security and Medicare. You take that away, then Social Security and Medicare are going to crash and be unfunded. And that's the end of Social Security and Medicare. I know a lot of people who are on Social Security and Medicare. They kind of need those things, I don't know, to live. That's all the money they get. That's it. Grandma lives on Social Security. She doesn't get Social Security, she doesn't get nothing. What is she supposed to do? So, Trump really needs to kick in the throat for that one, because that's just a horrible plan. Appreciate you trying to give me $400 extra week for being unemployed, but I'm employed. So I appreciate the money, but you know what? Honestly, I'd give up that little bit of money to make sure my grandma still got what she needed. Just saying, that's a realistic way to look at it. You don't look at things realistically, I know, but that's what you need to do. Anyway, so yeah, it turns out he can't do that. That's gotta go through the IRS and a bunch of other stuff. He's like, oh, I'm gonna stop evictions from happening. Well, if you read it, he can't actually do that. So he had to make it kind of a suggestion. Hey, landlords, please don't evict these people. I don't know about your landlord or any other landlords. Everyone ever had is, you don't pay your bill, you're out. So we're gonna be looking at a lot of homeless people. Which, I mean, it's what's happening unless Congress comes through this next week. So my bid to plead to Congress to come through and do the right thing. Now, we have to. It's not, I guess, I just don't understand it sometimes. I don't. Oh, and everybody just wants to have a good old time. There's an interview, it was done by an Australian news reporter with Trump, and he does something to Trump that's not been done by an American news reporter, especially Fox News reporters, because that's the only people he lets interview him, where he's just like, no, Trump, what you're saying is wrong, and here's the proof. Nope, Trump, that's not true either. Here's the proof. And Trump was like sending people, go give me the paper proof. He goes, and he goes, that's not the information we're talking about, Trump. No, Trump, you're wrong. And absolutely destroyed Trump. And to Trump's credit, even though he's getting beat like a punching bag of Mike Tyson's gym, he stood there and fought and argued, and he lost. I mean, if Biden debates Trump like that, it's over and won. But, well, we all know Biden's not that mentally sharp, so that's not going to happen. Hopefully they give him an earpiece and hide it real good, and somebody's telling Biden what to say, but Lord knows he'll probably mess that up too. I'll say it again, and I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. I'm ashamed of the Republican Party. I'm ashamed of the Democratic Party. That all the people in this country, those are the two y'all came up with our best choices. Ooh, WTF, those weren't our best choices. My dog is a better choice than both of those people. So I'm going to vote this year the way I've voted the last couple of years, because I've just not been happy anyway. If there's an I next to your name, which means incumbent, you're not getting my vote. Because it seems like since 2016, everything's been a crap show and been downhill ever since. So I next to your name, I'm voting out. And I get to vote for the other person besides Mitch McConnell. And honestly, you could run a bowl of soup against Mitch McConnell, and I would vote for the bowl of soup, because Mitch McConnell's a dirtbag. A millionaire dirtbag now, but a dirtbag. His wife, also a dirtbag. You know about draining the swamp. Them two are the swamp. You drain the swamp, the first thing you do is get rid of those two people. Swamp drained almost completely. Also, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, gone. But I don't have any control over those votes. If I did, I would vote against them. Wouldn't care who was running. I would try to primary them out. And then if that didn't work, I would have voted for the Republican on the ticket. Yes, I would have. I would have get rid of them too. Yeah. You would have to be like a child molester for me not to vote for you against one of those. Because they're honestly part of the problem too. Oh, and yeah. Let's just save the children. Drew Drashel, you piece of crap. You absolute horrible person. The real life ninja, Drew Drashel, winner of the American Ninja Warrior. Somebody at one point I actually looked up to, because what you pulled off in the name of ninja was amazing. But apparently you couldn't keep it in your pants with a 15-year-old girl. You, my friend, deserve whatever happens to you in prison, and I hope you get a lot of it. You threw away everything for a 15-year-old girl. You have a kid. You have a lady. You're once won $1 million, and you were good to go again. You probably win again because you're good. Well, hopefully you use all that running and jumping and hiding abilities to protect your butthole, because that's what's going to happen. I'm making a personal call out for every inmate in the land. If that man ends up in your prison, have fun with him. Have a lot of fun. Make it a ninja good time. Show the real life ninja what really happens when you do that and get caught. Because you're a scumbag, Drew Drashel. You deserve it. Just wanted you to know that. I know you can't hear this. Oh yeah, because you're in prison. You're in jail. And they said you're a flight risk. They're not even going to let you out. So you're stuck there. So you will probably never breathe free air again. So sometimes there is justice in the world. And I appreciate that justice. And I feel sorry for all the other American Ninja Warriors that are actually out there doing the ninja thing, doing it correctly. And then there's you. Scumbag. Alright. On the happier, better things in the world. My favorite in the world is movies. Movies are dead. Movies are gone. No movies. Except they made an announcement for a movie I'm very excited about that I never thought would actually get made. Bill and Ted 3. Bill and Ted 3 Save the Music. I was worried about that movie because I wanted to watch it. But I am not going to a movie theater. And I'm like, I guess I'm just going to have to wait for Blu-ray. Boo. But this new system with the video on demand, I may never go to a movie theater again because I got a 75-inch TV. Like, it's like a theater at my home. It really is. The only reason I go to the movie theater is because it's a movie. I don't want to wait to come out to Blu-ray. So they're doing video on demand release. Hallelujah. Video on demand. Yeah. So yes, everybody, Bill and Ted X premiere August 28th. If you're afraid about going to the movie theater, don't worry about the movie theater. You can video on demand, and you can see it. And I saw the preview for this movie. It's great. It's a time travel movie, which time travel is always a little janky, whatever. But They decide they're basically getting busted by the future whatever time travel. I forget what the organization is that's trying to get them to go on, but because they haven't made the song yet, they're still just wedding singers and not very good ones, like nothing. And they were supposed to write this great song and they didn't do it. So they decide in their infinite wisdom that they're going to go into the future to find themselves in the future to find out what the song is so they can go back and write it or go back and sing it. I mean, that's kind of genius. It didn't work. At least in the previews, it didn't work. And then somehow their daughters get involved because they want to be rock stars too. I want to watch this movie so bad. You have no idea how bad I want to watch this movie. I would go ninja kick the director for an early copy. I would. I mean, I would say I'd ninja kick Keanu Reeves for an early copy, but that's Keanu Reeves. I ain't ninja nothing around him. He is way more ninja than any other ninja is. Keanu Reeves is the head ninja of ninjas. You don't go and karate kick, ninja kick Keanu Reeves. No, you get your foot broken. Like Keanu Reeves is so tough. You try to ninja kick and you're Keanu Reeves in your foot, and he's just gonna tighten up his throat muscles, go and then break your entire leg and shatter your hip. That's what happens when you try to ninja kick Keanu Reeves in the throat. So just don't do it. Don't. All right, guys. This is gonna be a shorter episode. But a good episode in my mind. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Apparently, there's breaking news right now that there's some kind of shooting outside the White House, and it turns out it was just a Secret Service shooting some dude. I'll have more on that story later. I honestly don't know. It just popped up. I'm just like, I need to go read this and find out more about it. And I can't read it while we're talking. So guys, have a good night. Stay ninja.